We back again.
Peace and love, reflection.
Peace, peace.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
It's our third live stream together, man. It's getting real fun with 3 people, man. It's real fun. We can just bounce off each other and it just flow naturally. We all just speak our hearts and just let mama stream through us.
Reflect that light. We got the beautiful sun up
That's
above
coming
us.
out too.
There you go, too. That's what we was waiting on.
Yeah. Get that mama.
I'm gonna start it off with a quote that Nature Boy said during a freestyle, which I find was brilliant because it made so much sense. He said, "It's not cool to be a fool no more. We in the information age, ain't no need to be in school no more." I was like, that shit was so brilliant because like ignorance is a choice in these days and times because all the information you need is provided for you.
Right.
All you gotta do, you got a computer in your pocket on you at all times, and everything you need to know, you just search what you want to know, and it's right there for you. Not ain't in that, you got beings speaking the truth for you.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the ignorance and the lack of knowledge that's still going on today.
Right.
Like I find that real ridiculous because during the education is the beginning of your program. Number one, the beginning of your program, and since we was little, that's your beginning of your disconnection from nature because they teach you during the process while you in school to live unnatural. They keep you indoors all day. It make you just not even think about nature because you in a box for like 8 hours of the day. Then you go back home, be in a box and watch TV that's in a box, and you just living your life in like this little cycle. Like you're not even living the true life.
And your energy is not going to flow in a box because you are an energy being, you're a life force, and your energy does not, if you notice everything in nature flows in a circular spiral formation. If you study the Fibonacci code, you'll know this. And, this is just something that we really need to learn. Back to what he said, though, on the fact that it's an information age, the knowledge is out there, and we're here to give you all of this light and this shine because it's going to spark something in your brain, and you're going to want to know, you're going to want to learn. When you're stuck in a synthetic environment, it detaches you from nature, but not only that, it makes it harder for you to connect back because you weren't born into what you were intuitively able to be able to do. I mean, you'll get that, granted, because you're a melanated being and you're more of what is, so you'll be able to connect to that a lot easier than people that are genetically you know what I mean. So it will come in time, but the importance of getting out of the Babylon and moving to the tropics between Cancer and Capricorn is very, very important because that will start your journey, and you'll be able to come back into nature from that. Because most people that live in the tropics, even in a Babylon area, it's not like the U.S. It's not like that synthetic environment that you're in. It's a lot more pure.
And ain't no chemtrails here.
Right. Being in Babylon is draining too. Like you could just get zapped for all your energy out of nowhere, and like he said though about the information age, like Google, just if you got a question to ask Google. Like it's right there in front of your face. Like we got the internet nowadays. Back then they didn't have no internet. They you was outside chilling and playing and having fun and doing all of that, but you didn't have the technology that we got today. That's why it's so important to use it because it's not guaranteed that it's gonna be here forever. They probably trying hard as hell to take it, and shut it down so we can't use it no more. So it's like
it's coming soon.
Use it to the best of your abilities and really like seek the truth. And if you really got pure heart, it's gonna come to you anyway. So it's the information age.
Yeah.
Not only that, you around beings that's bash you for even I know during my awakening, boy, people thought I was crazy. They was bashing me, they made me looking at me like I don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it.
They look at you like you crazy for speaking the truth, speaking what's like some shit that makes sense. If it makes sense, they be like, what? And then because you going against their program that they've been brought up in. They like, my slave master taught me this. I ain't finna cognitive dissonance.
That's what people just going along with the flow, and they don't want to go against the grain. When you go against the grain, you're gonna stand out. When you stand out, people will crucify you and put you up on a cross for the things. Different. People don't like different, and that's what they teach you in Babylon. If you notice how there's such a hierarchy and there's worshiping celebrities, and you got to follow with the latest trends and stuff. Granted, some of that stuff is cool, but at the same time, it's not in a harmony with nature. You're not following the laws and the order of the structure of how we're meant to be on this earth. So when you separate yourself from that, it creates a perversions in the mind, and when you create perversions in the mind, you start acting out in a mentally retarded way. And when I say this, I mean no disrespect to anyone that has it. I'm just saying it's a literal thing. People that are not in harmony with nature and don't have an understanding of how we're supposed to be living on this earth and what life is and what this is are challenged in a mental way where they don't have the capacity or consciousness level to be able to understand and fathom certain conceptualized ideas that we are here to bring. Melanation, that's what we're here to bring. We're here to bring the fire, we're here to bring the heat. We're heating up, and we're lighting the spark for everyone out there, the ignition for everyone out there, so that they can come to their Christ conscious and be able to get this.
All right, use this as a catalyst. Everything we say you can research, and it's right there for you to be like, oh wow, if you don't want to believe us saying it, maybe you can look in Google and see the facts when they come up. You be like, oh, that's real shit. Like they want everybody to be the same. The first thing they do in the military, shave everybody head, make them look exactly alike, make you docile, and program everybody to be the exact same way. And that ain't even how it's supposed to be. Everything's not supposed to be together. In nature, you don't never see an apple and an orange tree growing from the same motherfucking tree.
Exactly. True that.
Like it's varieties in nature, and we're not all supposed to be mixed in. That's where of course we all one from the same source, but what makes us different is different playouts of DNA and astrological energy. Right, your astrological energy is what makes you who you are. Like it's your specific personality that was designed and manifested specifically for you. During your time of birth, all the planets aligned and emitted their own specific planetary energy and combined into one. And what happened was it beamed into your own body. Or matter of fact, you breathed in that first breath, which what's the Latin mean? I think the Latin mean the breath is soul. You took that first breath, and that oxygen locked in you, and ultimately gave you that energy. It gave you your personality, and it locked in that, and that gave you your definition and sense of self. Your true ego.
Everybody not the same. Like we all the same. Behind. It's hard to explain sometimes, but we all are. It's like this. We're all the same. Like I'm you. Like we're all one being. But difference is that we got astrological energies. We might talk differently or walk differently. It's different, but it's the same at the same time. So it's just
it's like it's like behind the veil. It's like behind the veil. We're all coming from the same energy source, but we're manipulating our energy in a different way via our astrological energy. So he might have a different chart than I do, so he's gonna manipulate the energy from the source in a different manner through his own being. You know what I mean? He's gonna project that light in a different manner, and that's basically what it is that's going on. And in Babylon, because you study astrology, you'll know who you're supposed to deal with and who you're not supposed to deal with. And Babylon's like a melting pot for people that you're just constantly wiping by, swiping energies or whatever, and energy vampires are out there. And there's certain peoples you're not supposed to deal with astrologically, and this creates a very big confusion for people out there, where you'll have all this aggression and people just wanting to be so hostile, and they don't understand why, and there's an actual reason for it, but it's the fact that people don't want to open up their conscience and understand, because everyone sees this stuff and they're like, oh, this isn't real, it's all phony baloney, this isn't actual stuff, but it's real. You just have to understand it on a deeper level, consciously.
Not only that, your astrological energy determines how you perceive reality. A lot of people not ever probably gonna grasp the truth, because we all different souls on different walks of life. Some people that aren't ready to receive the truth, they're exactly where they need to be in life. No matter what you're doing right now, all paths lead to the source. Some people astrological energy block them from receiving the truth. Like some of them quick with it, and they're not qualified to grasp the truth, basically, long story short. Real shit.
That's cause what Babylon does, it make you a robot. Like you surviving, so you gotta, you can't really be yourself. You can't even love yourself, cause it's not, it's set up for you. It's like how they got the mouse and the thing, and the maze. The little maze, That's how you is. They created a project, and now in this project you can't even connect in it. Because you got all kinds of insulators, then it's a lot of carbon in the air, concrete jungle, and you can't even breathe in that motherfucker. So it's like your astrological energy is important, because that's you. And it's showing you yourself. It's crazy because like when you read it, you be like, yo, who the fuck wrote this? Like, how did they know that? How did they know me? Yeah. How did they know this? Like, this is really me, and it, you know, it shows. So
back in the days of the ancient, they knew the stars. When they knew a Messiah was coming or a great prophet or anything like that, they looked to the stars, and they knew that this being was gonna be special by the way the stars aligned during that time.
Yep. And also another thing I was going to say too, it's like in Babylon, there's a lack of trees. And trees, if we know that we study the trees, if we look at our timelines, we'll say that trees give us our thoughts. And we know this because if you have a lack of breath, you'll go unconscious. And when you go unconscious, you won't be able to think. Or if you're in a heated environment and you don't get enough breath to the oxygen to the brain, you'll go crazy and you'll start thinking crazy. And this is exactly what's going on in Babylon via not having the quality sunlight, not having the quality air because of lack of trees, and it's building up carbon. And when it builds up carbon, it's like cutting the connection to the air supply to the brain, so your signals aren't sending right and they're not sparking right. So your synapses and the electrical signals being interpreted are not happening at a light speed or optimal speed. So this makes you docile on top of all the other things that they create to make you docile, and then you're not functioning. You're at you're mentally dysfunctional in Babylon.
Or you at a low vibrational frequency of thought.
Yeah,
that's why it's so important for you to understand photosynthesis. Like, I just want to break this down.
Yeah,
like photo means light, right? Okay. Then you have synthesis. Synthesis means coming together. So photosynthesis, what it really is like the plant, which breaks down how it's breaking down its food. So we have a direct relationship with this plant, with plants.
Naturally.
You know what I'm saying?
Naturally.
So the plant, what it does is, the only difference is the plant eats what we eat. It eats, but they also eat sun, water,
carbon,
we
give them.
And then
the nutrients from the soil.
Light, light. And then what else was that?
The nutrients from the soil.
Soil. That's what it is. Soil. See, and what's crazy though, because we taking sun, and the Nature Boy got the premium diet on his page.
Right.
It's sun, it's water, it's oxygen, which is your air, and then you got fruit. And then this fruit is liquid light. So this is growing from the tree. And the tree in the middle of the tree, it got a xylem. It got a xylem, and this xylem pulls up water. And then when it pull up the water, it come out in the branch. And then that's how you get the fruit. And then the sunlight hitting it, that's liquid light. Now you eat this fruit. You eat this fruit, and now it comes out into your soil. And what you're supposed to do with your soil, not put it in the toilet.
Right.
Because what they do in the toilet, they make methane gas out of it, all kinds of other crazy shit.
Break the cycle.
And but what you're supposed to do is give it to the plant. That's your way of giving back. Your water too. Your water is what you drink. You drink your water, and then you come out as water. You're not supposed to be coming out as acidic as whatever, like soda and shit.
Detoxify your body, because when you detoxify your body, then you can give back. If your body's not detoxified and you give back, then you're just going to be a cancer on the planet and not giving back in the right way. That's what it's meant to be. We're harmoniously meant to do that, and everything in nature does that. Everything in nature gives back. They don't have certain toilets they go to or whatever. Granted, they might have a certain spot that they go and give back to, but this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get the nutrients from the tree that gives us life, and then we give back to it because we get the oxygen from it, which gives us our thoughts. We get so much from the trees that provides for us, and we have to give back in the same manner, because this is showing love to Mama. This is how Mama shows love. And in Babylon synthetic environment, they do not do that. They harness all of that stuff, and then on top of that, they use your excretes from your soil. Soil, from your body, and they fuel the actual shop that they do it at, the place, the methane gas, and they fuel.
And do you know what they put methane gas? Fucking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Whoever smokes, cut out the cigarettes. I know it's probably gonna be hard for you, but notice that the cigarette is poison itself. When you smoking the cigarette, you breathing in a fire. Basically what you're doing, it's like inhaling. You in the house with a fire. That's like you just standing there and breathing in all of that, because what that's doing is hurting you. Your lungs can't, your cells can't even communicate.
It's carbon,
and your brain can't even think.
Right.
Because that's what carbon does. You got so much carbon, it's like your cells is like
Right, they going like this little down, like
you create.
What we gonna do without the oxygen?
Not only that, another thing that separates us is melanin.
Right.
Melanin is your natural connection to nature. It gives you the ability to respond and adapt your environment intelligently. Like you can feel the plant. You know that when an animal getting killed, or you see anything getting hurt, you can feel it. Like it gives you a natural connection to everything. Like
melanin, melanin is very important to understand. Melanin is, Nature Boy says, a superconductor of energy.
Right.
So with that being said, all right, then they say melanin is condensed sunlight. Now, if sunlight comes from the sun, wouldn't that make the sun melanin?
Right.
And the sun is a converter, so on the other side of the sun, you got dark energy and dark matter.
Right,
dark matter is melanin. So it's coming through the sun as light. It's turning into a less condensed form as light.
Yeah. Less condensed form of dark
and that
matter.
light is hitting you. And you, inside of you have melanocytes, which break down this melanin. And this should allow you to feel, like he just said.
It gives you energy. It allows you to enact with kinetic energy.
And this also allows you to absorb more of the electromagnetic spectrum, because if you study
the entire electromagnetic spectrum.
the entire electromagnetic spectrum, and it's all fragmented. When it comes through that converter, it fragments it into different frequencies of color that get manifested onto this earth. That's why you have so many colors around. If you look at nature, there's colors matter everywhere, and we absorb all this. So, this is something that we actually need to, realize and feel as this, because we, being melanated beings, have a direct connection to this, and we need to get back in tune with this, because this is going to make us be more of what is. This is going to make us be the cosmos. This is going to make us come into our godship. And melanated archetype females out there, they are God. They are the manifestation of the pure manifestation of nature. They are the XX chromosome, and we're the XY, and we are a mutation of what she could no longer do when she fell into her unconscious, when she fell from her higher conscious state of mind, and then she had to manifest a male in order to procreate. And this is something that we need to get the message out there to the God, because she is God. She is everything, and we need to get the message. She's gonna wake up. When she wakes up, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Like everything that's going on in Babylon, whatever the archetype do, that's what the general population follows.
Exactly.
She like money, we're gonna do anything we need to do to get money. She go to nature, we're gonna be like, shit, we can go to nature, goddamn.
You know what's crazy though in Babylon? What they do is, they know that the woman is not woman. I don't want to say woman. I'll say archetype, because that's what they do right there. They take the words, and that's why they fuck you up.
Right.
Because now they got you saying male. Male is male. That's a male.
Right.
Then you got one man and female. So it's derivative. It's trying to make you say it's derivative of the male. You're not
the woman came from the man.
Like you said yesterday, your belly button. Look at your belly button. I appreciate God. What was
everybody got a belly button.
And this shit was connected the umbilical cord. And that was letting you breathe. And now, and now you could breathe from Mother Nature. When they cut the umbilical cord and all that, now Mother Nature giving you another source that you can breathe from, which is the trees.
That's like Wi-Fi. That's like your Bluetooth to the tree.
True that.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like in Babylon, they know the archetype is very powerful and important. So what they do, they say, okay, if we control the archetype, then we can control everybody else. So what they do now, in most places, like even in banks or restaurants or whatever, you see a lot of archetypes working. You know why? Because they know they can build a relationship with that archetype. They know if they give them money, they give them benefits and all of that, they gonna leave the black man alone. So they either gonna leave the Y type alone, and then the Y type gonna be the ones going to jail. And then you got in jail, in prison, you have people with the best talent. It's people that's very creative in jail. People know a lot in jail. People that's conscious, but they got them in prison so they can't express themselves. They doing labor and all that shit.
They separate. That's what they do. They separate, because if you look, and especially in with melanated families that are going on, man, they separate the two. That's why there's so much separation. That's why they do the stereotypical, he doesn't have a father or whatever, because they make that. That's what they do
on TV shows.
They don't have to do that, but they do that. That's what they do. That's their trick. That's what they programs your subconscious to be able to think that, and then it manifests itself into reality via your thoughts, because your thoughts will manifest what your reality is based off your perception. So this is what they do. They get you to think that, and they create this whole illusion, and then that illusion will manifest, and then you ultimately that's what's going on right now. And that's not at all how it's supposed to be, and they don't have any conscious of what is. So they're just going on their own. It's horrible.
Another thing I want to go off another thing you said earlier about when they take you and then they in an army or whatever, and they just cut your hair off. They know that your hair is very important. This is your antenna. Antenna. This shit. And then your antenna is connected to the brain and your nervous system. So this hair, what it's doing is connecting you. It's connecting you to the universe. And you getting a better signal. And the sun grows your hair. And a lot of people putting chemicals and all that shit. These are insulators. They put all that shit. Lotions and kind of shampoos and all of that shit. Deodorant, all that. That's insulators. These are what strip your melanin. These are what they what's it called? Detox.
Upset your living matrix.
That. They upset your living matrix. They make your cells can't communicate. Everything want to communicate. When it can't communicate no more, this when you fucked up. So don't put no
disharmony,
nasty ass lotions and shit all on.
Notice how your hair, notice how melanated hairs, where they grow in a spiral, it grows in a circular formation. This is the best way to receive information, and this is why, because energy likes to flow in that sort of pattern. So this gives you even more proof that you are more of what is, so that you can connect to. And it's good to not just leave it alone, let it grow by itself. I mean, you can lock it up or whatever. But you can lock it up or whatever, but you just don't put any chemicals or any products in your hair. This is horrible. And don't put anything on your skin. Your skin has a natural
it's your first brain.
sebum. It has this thing that's on it, that's sebum, and it naturally it's a natural oil. And what it does, it's like if you have bad skin or whatever, it helps and rebuilds that skin. Not only that, but it helps. It's like photosynthesis. So when you get the light harnesses. It will harness the light energy through your sebum, and then your sebum, when you get into a cold area or in the shade, it will sink back into your skin, and they will be able to use that via your cells. They'll be able to take those little water droplets or your sebum droplets, and they'll be able to place them in the right places inside your being. You can store them for energy, or you can emit the light if you want to, like we are right now when we're sharing this message. And it, this is how photosynthesis works through the body, is through our membrane and through the sebum that is produced on the skin.
And what you also have to, like blood, like that's crazy. It's a crazy like communication we have with plants. I love talking about the plants, because with blood we have red blood cells, right? And the red blood cells are what give us, they have iron in them. That's what make the blood its color, red. And then you got the plant. The reason why it's green is because of the chlorophyll cell, and that cell. And then you have magnesium. That give you the green color of the plant. Then you have that got magnesium in it. Then you have what I was gonna say. The stomata. The leaves have pores. These are called stomata. The stomata is responsible for the exchange of gases. So if you're in Babylon and you inhaling all of this toxins and all of this shit, that you better be glad you got the stomata, because this is allowing to break it down. Because if you didn't have that, then it wasn't. You couldn't be able to do that if you didn't have the stomata. You can't really breathe. So be thankful for the plant. Be thankful for mama. Be thankful that, she even giving us oxygen back. Like, what I mean? She's the umbilical cord.
Another thing that's important about melanin, we as melanated beings belong in the tropics. We need UVB. And in Babylon, up in the northern hemisphere, you're not really getting UVB up there. You're getting UVA, which is, you get UVB within the tropics of Capricorn, tropic Cancer, because the equator, that's what the equator fluctuates, because the Earth is on the tilt, and as it's spinning, the equator like fluctuates in between those two lines, right? You get UVB, and that activates your melanocytes, melanin, gets you smarter. You getting the codes from the sun. You start knowing stuff that you didn't know out of nowhere, because it's what connects you. Melanin is intelligence. Light is information. Like light is a form of energy. Light is heat, which is information, and we absorb it. We absorb it readily. That's what melanin does.
So that's what it
questions
is.
On there.
Yeah, if anyone has some questions.
You got questions?
I
can't really see.
This little selfie stick.
You look at the questions.
I don't really.
We can keep going. It's about time to let go of religion also. I find it funny that we praising a man at all.
Exactly.
Never in existence have you ever seen anything come from a man. Like, breakdown
Jesus,
that Nature Boy did, which speaks for itself, is if it's just a man and a baby in the wilderness, and there was the last two beings in humanity, will humanity live on? And now reverse that. If it was an archetype and a baby, and there was the last two beings in humanity, could humanity live on?
Hell yeah.
And also to say that too, if it was a man and a baby, if he obviously can't produce anything that can sustain that life, so he would have to go to something that would be able to sustain life, and we know
anything feminine,
feminine that sustains life. Exactly.
And like a lot of people like worship, like you should worship nature. If you want a religion, worship nature. That's your religion. Then like Jesus was a
story.
It's a story. That's basically what it is. And he was like basically showing you, go back to nature. If you really like looking, what's it called, Matthew or whatever?
Matthew.
If you look into that, read that whole chapter, that whole section right there. That's going to tell you that he was telling you, go back to nature.
Right.
Jesus was a real nigga. You're like, go back to nature. You don't need to worry about money. You don't need to worry about clothes. You don't need to worry about none of that shit. Go back to nature, and you're gonna be good. Because everything in nature is provided for. What's nature doing? Chilling, eating, fucking. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping. I mean, doing what they do. You ain't gotta worry about, you know. Then, like, it was crazy though, the churches, like, they got you giving your money to them. Like, you go there, that's crazy. You gotta pay to live, pay to eat, pay to learn. You gotta pay to die out this motherfucker. So you be in a church, you in your casket, they gotta pay a box. You gotta pay for a box to put you in the ground. Why can't you just, you know, you could dig yourself in a little hole and put it in the ground, but know that you never die.
Churches are the Antichrist.
Right.
They think they gonna die, so now they buying caskets and shit and putting in cemeteries and all of them eulogies and shit. Right. You know, that's fucked up. Like, and you gotta pay for it. Like,
right. And the perception is your reality. The person, you see a dead person in a box. That person is in a whole other place.
That's
What happened to him when he died? He woke up somewhere else in another reality.
Yeah, that's crazy. You could wake up. You could wake up to be like. You could wake up to be a fucking butterfly. Ain't that crazy? Like you could. They call it die. You could wake up and become something else. You could wake up and be like a living thing. You could wake up and be a tree.
Or you might be an animal if you ate a lot of animals your life.
Yeah, it's based on your consciousness and how conscious you were, meaning, you know, what your consciousness is and how you perceived life. That means how you lived life. So if you were living it pure and one with nature and such, you know, you're going to advance to the next levels. But if you were docile and low vibrational, you're going to have to repeat the cycle over again until you get it. And that's just going to be...
I'm just trying to see what these... You know, they got questions.
Life is nothing but a dream within a dream within a dream. We're constantly waking up to realize that the black woman is God.
Y'all got any questions? Go ahead and ask them.
Never-ending story.
Any of you
have children? No.
Children is a program.
Children, they teach you what to do. Like
they designed to show you yourself how disconnected you are.
That's your master teacher.
They're supposed to get you back into being a child again. That's what their presence is supposed to be, is to show you yourself, a reflection of self of where you're supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No one can enter the kingdom unless they come as a
child.
child.
Ain't that crazy though? The child is always telling you like what you're supposed to be doing. Like you putting clothes on the child. They're like,
like, I don't want
you try to feed it that nasty ass poison that they got from Gerber or whatever.
They don't like it. They don't like it.
I don't want that.
Right.
Like,
and you
give a child some fruit.
Throat.
Watch how good they.
And you part of the programming also. You program them to be potty trained.
Exactly.
When they supposed to get their soul to the plant.
Nature.
And then you abuse them if they do not obey you. This is something that was passed down through our
generation. Repetition.
Repetition, exactly.
Repetition, how we got in, repetition, how we gonna get out.
Exactly.
That's fucked up how they beat them kids.
It's bad. And it happened to you, and then you're like, oh, well, it happened to me, so I may as well be able to, do this to my kids. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. They're reflecting, showing you how you're supposed to be back into, they don't want no clothes on, they don't want no diaper on, they just want to be free and run around and laugh and play and express themselves freely, authentically. And that's what we're supposed to do, is we're supposed to get rid of all attachments, get rid of anything that you are fearful of, because it's going to be an insulator. It's going to block all your chakras, and it's going to block you from being who you truly are.
Block you from moving too.
Yeah. You got to make room for growth.
Nobody can teach you to see the truth, man. It gotta come from within. Nobody taught me. I just started knowing this shit out of nowhere, and when I found this, I was like, yo, he got
that's
the key.
The truth.
All right.
He got the key.
That's how it is though. Like when you really seeking the truth, it's like when you hear it, it's like bells to your ears.
Music to your ears.
It's like the birds singing. That's crazy how birds could be smart. That's how great birds could be smarter than like people.
Yeah. Oh, they are.
Like, cause they so connected, and that's crazy. Like, it's birds smarter than motherfuckers out here. But like,
all the animals living smarter than the motherfuckers in Babylon.
Do that.
They know to eat from the plants. We don't. We should look to them and mimic them.
Right.
Seriously, and you never see them starving. You never see them going. You know what I mean? Unless they are being tampered with by someone who's unconscious and then
being
part of the cancer.
Right.
But I mean, you see them out there, and they're always in abundance. They're always eating, sleeping, fucking. They're doing everything, and they don't have to worry about any of that.
They don't worry about clothes. This is our true clothes. Study epigenetics. Your skin is your first brain.
Nothing in nature has clothes. Why would anything in nature put clothes on? We're supposed to be living in an environment that's conducive to our genetic makeup and our being. You know what I'm saying?
Know your skin. Know your skin. No matter where you at, the environment has environmental signals that have the ability to alter your genes positively or negatively.
And know that. All right, we're gonna break down epigenetics. Epigenetics is the definition that they got in Google. I memorized the whole definition. It's the study of changes in an organism due to modification of gene expression rather than by alteration of the genetic code itself.
Yeah.
Fuck all of that. That's a long ass. Epigenetics is letting you know that your genes, and your cells and all that, they respond to your environment.
Right.
Yep.
So, epi means above.
Yep.
Then you got genetics, which means the characteristics of the gene. So it's like above genetics, above your genes. It's not just your genes. It's letting you know that it's above that. It's your environment. So if you it's letting you know that you are what you consume, because your genes react to that. So it's like, okay, and then once you say if you consuming meat, you're gonna become that meat. Right. Say if you drinking soda or whatever, or alcohol and all that shit, you're gonna become that.
Yep.
So GMOs, you're gonna become them.
Fake being.
Fake,
fake GMO,
And that's exactly what it is. You hear about clones and stuff like that. Clones ain't nothing but a GMO person. Because think about it, the clone, what they make the food from or whatever, the genetically modified food of whatever produce that they're making it from, is just a clone of it. They're doing it in a synthetic version that mama produced is naturally, but they do it in a lab so that they can tax it to create the money, so that they can harness your food, so they can be like, I got this. Now you have to go do this because we can control your energy based off what you need to survive and thrive. You know, you need some food. Oh, okay. Well, we got this over here. It's a market. You got to go bail your food out of jail.
Now you got to work for the money.
Now you got to go work. Now you got to go work. Now you got to go slave your 8 hours. And when they get 8 hours of your day, that's how you know you're hooked, because that is where they get you right there.
Right, because it's only 24 hours in a day. You got 8 hours. You either in school or working. The other 8 you sleeping.
Right. Exactly.
And the other time, depending on if you got kids or hobbies or anything like that, how disconnected you are, you watch TV or anything like that, you might end up with 4 hours left. And that's your whole day. You don't have no time to really know your true self. You don't even know yourself. You don't even have no time to research yourself, because you doing all that and you busy worried about the wrong thing. You just constantly in survival mode, just like, what I'm gonna do for this, what I'm gonna do for that.
It's so deep that they're not even just separating yourself from nature, but they're separating yourself. They're separating you from nature, but they're also separating you from yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how deep this goes.
They keeping you from finding out who you truly are and what you truly are.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't no need to be going to school and getting the education that's further disconnecting you from what is. They not teaching you shit.
Right. If you want school, go on the internet. Internet is school.
You want to go to school, study Nature Boy.
Watch Nature Boy. You know what I'm saying?
And research what he's saying.
Yeah, that's a real school right there, because all of that stuff is more valid and important than anything you're ever going to learn.
Power.
It gives you knowledge is power.
And it makes so much sense.
A lot of people they don't leave room for magic. They don't have no faith. They're like, oh, if I don't go to school, what I'm going to do? If I don't go to work, what I'm going to do? You don't got to work for shit, man. I'm telling you. Bro, I didn't do nothing. Bro, I was out the military from February until July. When I met Nature, I was not working. How I manifested to got money to get my passport and airplane ticket and all that stuff. Man.
Shit came out of nowhere. That shit was like, mom was like, I got you.
Right. I sat outside every day. Probably like 5 hours direct sunlight just every day. I just sat in my backyard. My mom like, I had a tattoo license. I refused to work, bro. I refused to be a slave of money. I just sit outside in the sun all day. People call me like, yo, I can get a tattoo. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just sitting in my backyard getting sun every day.
That's what I used to like. I ain't, it was always repetition. I was always trying to connect to nature. Like I was always watching Nature Boy videos.
Right.
I was always PM. I was in my bag, like I was in my archive. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm like, yo, I gotta stay away from this meat. But it was real crazy, because even and when you go on, I said this on my video, it's on YouTube, on Azula Key TV on YouTube. But when I was in the markets and all of that, it's like all of that shit poison. Like only a little bit of it is the organic section and all that. But it's crazy though, because that still got stuff in it. You don't even know. So
like even in the organic stuff, it's like you're not there with them, to see that they're organic. Because I've heard of people that switch labels just so that they can sell something that's a little bit more. It's not even organic. It's a GMO. They just switch the labels, because all it is a sticker. But if you are buying organic, I will tell you that the number 9 if you look at the numbers on the labels, the stick of the fruit, there's a number 9, and number 9 means that it's organic. So so what they say. So I would go with that just to be safe than sorry. You know what I mean? Because a lot of places, Whole Food stores especially, are more organic than
Make sure you eat any fruit with a seed in it.
Not only that, even though the fruit where it come from, they ship it from the tropics.
Exactly.
And they bring it to America while it's in a box, not getting no sunlight on the whole ride off, and then they put it in artificial light in the store. So the molecular structure of the fruit is changing. So it's not even, it don't even have its true life force.
Through epigenetics, because it responds to its environment, and sometimes they freeze it too.
Just like you.
Exactly.
So when you move and say, like when you in Babylon, you all down and shit. Like that's how I was. But when I came here, yo, it was like,
it's like an energy.
I felt so much better, and then like my thoughts became clearer, and especially when Nature Boy explaining stuff to me in the clearest way,
right?
It's like it's even better.
It's clarity of the mind. It really.
I'm happy.
opens everything up. And our chakras are flowing. As you can see, our chakras are flowing real. We're able to express ourselves. We're so authentic right now because we studied and know ourselves. And this is the same thing we're projecting on you that you need to do. We're out here, you know, showing you what it is, and then we're going to teach you through our videos and whatnot. And then you'll be able to do the work. Because it's not just what we say on here. You also have to go and do the work. You know, that's something that you got to, you know, have in your heart and really want to be able to do. You got to humble yourself. You got to be able to want the drive to do that. Because once you free your mind, you will free everything will be abundantly open to you. You know,
the universe respond to frequency and intent. What you put out is what you get.
Exactly.
That's bars.
Yeah,
that's bars. Say that again. It said the universe responds. Say that again. That was bars.
The universe responds to frequency and intent. What you give out is what you get.
It's true.
I'm putting that in the song. That's bars. That's bars.
That's true.
Yeah, man. To get out of Babylon, you gotta exit mentally first.
Yeah.
And once you exit mentally, your actions gonna start to place your being and position itself like, all right, I'm ready to get out. Your body follow what the mind tells it.
You know this because when you're thinking about going to work out or whatever, your mind has to get, you know what I mean? Your mind is already programmed and you be like, all right, I'm going to go work out. And you have to think about that before you actually go do it.
Or before you even, say you're about to lift a weight, you're like, all right, I'm about to lift a weight. And when you bring it down, your mind is telling your
body what to do. Exactly.
Muscle memory.
Right.
Exactly. So this is very important. We're just here to spread this love because we love ourselves, you know what I mean? We love ourselves so much that we're here to give you the love that we have. And we're just, you know, and I want you to
reflecting the light.
Reflecting the light. And, you know, also, you know, if you feel like anyone's out there that has this, you know, awakening to this consciousness, spread the love, spread the light, reflect it. Don't just hold it in because, you know, it will show you and it will show Mama what you're made of to be able to spread the light and create the domino effect because we can only do so much. We need your help too to be able to study, to be able to, you know, spread the light and pass on to others, you know what I mean, in the humblest way to you know, to be able to do that. So
love yourself. Love yourself. That's it.
That's
it, man.
All right, I'm Azul Key. You can follow me on Facebook, Azul Key, that's AZULAQUI, and on Instagram _Azul_Aki_. Peace and love, God.
I'm home, Sound in the Universe, and you can find me on Facebook. Israel Earth Cloud is my name, and check out all our stuff through our media and our posts. And peace and love.
That's it.
Oh, wait, hold up. Somebody said talk about the third eye. We gonna do that on another video, or y'all want to break that down real quick?
Nah. What you gonna say?
The third eye is the pituitary gland. A lot of people mix this up, and I'm gonna just give y'all this real short, like, cause you know they think they distracting us, so they like, oh, the pineal gland, and then they pulling stuff from it, and then like they just leaving shit out. They skipping over it. They skipping over a lot of stuff. But know that the pituitary gland is the master gland, and this gland is what
secretes all the
other
hormones
glands and all of that.
And the signals to the other organs.
That's your third eye,
right?
But that's all I want to say.
Your chakras are your glands. That's what the chakras are.
Like satellites.
The pituitary gland is what orchestrates it all. Long story short.
That's your third eye. Peace and love, though. Reflection. You guys?
Well, I was just saying, we'll get in deep of that next video. You know.
True.
So definitely.
All right. Till next time, y'all.
Till next time.